Well, hey there guys, Conceptual Concepts 6.9 here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, giving you a video on general purpose rifles. So what is a general purpose rifle? Well, it's exactly what the name implies. It is kind of a good at most things, but not specialized in one particular aspect or type of fighting. So typically, general consensus is it is a intermediate caliber cartridge. So 5.56, 5.45, 7.62 by 39, or 300 blackout if you're a hipster. It has a 16-inch or shorter barrel. So I know people were clearing houses in Fallujah with 20-inch M16s, but let's not pretend that was a good option. It was just the only option they had, right? So it will typically have some form of magnification, whether that be a red dot magnifier, an LPVO, a prism scope with a red dot. All of those are great options, and a lot of that's going to depend on your environment, right? Typically also it will have a flash hider or a silencer. I know muzzle brakes are super cool at the range. They help you shoot super flat, but they do give away your position, and that's less than ideal in most situations, right? So lastly, it should be capable of engaging targets out to 400 to 500 meters. And that's the general gist of it. Now, all of these things can vary depending on where you are. So if you're in, like, let's say the deserts of the Mojave Desert, right? And you have hundreds of yards, even thousands of yards of engagement, maybe that intermediate cartridge thing might not be the best option, right? Because you might have to take an 800, 900 yard shot. Your general purpose rifle, what will work best in your area for most things, might be a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor and not so much a 5.56, right? But why might you want this system? So you might want this system because you don't know what you're going to get into, right? Let's say it's Red Dawn, or let's say Electric Boogaloo 2.0 kicks off, right? We want to be able to handle most situations with one rifle. If we have to leave the house or wherever you're camping out at, you want to be able to confidently handle most situations, and you can't take 8 rifles with you. You just can't. So let's go over my rifle here. So this is my general purpose rifle. I've got a couple of them, but this is the one I'm showing today. It is my CZ Bren 2. Now, it is an 11-inch model, so a lot of people will be like, oh my God, that's super short, right? Well, look around. I'm kind of limited on range here, but I am not limited on brush. So this affords me a much handier rifle to be able to navigate through the brush, the twigs, the leaves, all that stuff without getting snagged as much. Still will happen, but less likely than a 16-inch gun with a suppressor, right? And around here, it's really hard to find 300 to 400 yards. So this guy's capable out to 5. I've shot it out to 5. It does really well. Trade-off for lethality for maneuverability, right? Now, I do have a silencer on here. This one's the Dead Air Sandman S. I don't know if I'd recommend that for most people, just because it's a little heavy, and while it is a bomb-proof can, it's really good. I think there are some better ones out there. The Griffin Armament stuff really strikes true to me. So let's move back. I do have my white light here. This is a Surefire Vampire. What I like about this is I can turn it off. So if I need white light discipline, I can flick that off. No matter how much I press, it's not going to turn on. Now, past that, I do like to run my white lights with the tail cap pressure switches. The reason for that is I really don't enjoy ND white lights. I think it's a terrible thing to happen. It's like, hey, here I am, right? So this makes it very hard to ND my white light. So on the other side, I have a Z-Bolt Blazer IR. It is actually one of my favorite IR systems for rifles. I have owned multiple laser systems. Purse 3, I've owned the D-Ball D2, I have an OTEL, I had a Holosun LE321. All of those, I've kind of ditched the laser because I've found that using the red dot and an IR flashlight tends to work better for me. Your experience might vary, but I found that the training transfers through. So I shoot like this during the day, I shoot like this during the night. Works really well. Moving back, I am running a Trijicon TA02 ACOG. It's the battery operated ACOG. I wish they made the fiber optic ACOG with front mounted red dots. The reason I'm running this system this way is because under nods, my PVS 14 actually rests on top of the ACOG. So if I have a rear mounted red dot, I have to kind of do this funky lean back thing to look through it, and I hate that. So the Holosun EPS actually is an excellent red dot for night vision usage. It's very clear. It's actually my favorite night vision aiming solution right now over everything else. So that's my general purpose rifle. You don't have to agree on it. We all have disagreements. Put how you like to set up your rifle in the comments below. Past that, it's pretty much all I have for you today. Just think on it. It's worth having one. Set it up for your environment. This is an example of one. It's by no means what you should do. It's just what I do. Okay? It's been Conceptual Concepts 6.9 here. And remember to go outside, touch grass, and eat ass, right?